Hi grade 5 students. In this video we're going to learn a lot of interesting facts about the skeletal system. Okay, so students usually think that the skeletal system is only made up of bones. Of course this is not true because we can't just have a collection of bones. It's actually made up of bones, cartilage, and ligaments. You guys already know a bit about cartilage. We know that cartilage is found in the tip of your nose and in your outer ear, and also it's around your trachea. But you also have cartilage between your bones, and we're going to see why. And we also have something called ligaments. So your skeletal system is really made up of bones, cartilage, and ligaments. We're going to discuss each one in this video. So to begin with, adult humans, they have 206 bones. Okay? Humans are actually born with about 300 bones. But how do they become 206? Of course, we don't have bones disappearing, but we have bones joining together. So babies are born with like many pieces of bones that actually fuse or join together as they're growing up. So therefore, we actually have less bones as we grow up and not more bones. So that's a really interesting fact to know. Many people think that as we grow up, we're probably going to have more bones. No, we're going to have bigger bones, yes, but we're going to have lesser number of bones because many bones are going to fuse or join together as we're growing up. So this picture is showing us that an infant or a child, they might have around 350 bones, but an adult has only 206. And again, that's because many bones fuse together as we're growing up. Now, we're not in class, but if we were in class, I usually ask this question to students. I ask them whether bones are alive or not. And many students believe that bones are not alive because they're like hard and dry. Of course, this is not true. Bones are alive because they grow and they repair. Bones are made up of living bone cells. So of course your bones are alive because they're made up of bone cells. And they divide by mitosis to help you grow and to repair your injuries. So of course bones are alive because they grow and because if you have a broken bone, that's called a fracture, it will repair itself. Okay, so more bone cells will be made to help you grow and to repair injuries. So therefore, of course, bones are alive. Doctors use something called an X-ray to help them detect whether a bone is broken or not. So this is an X-ray in the picture, and you can see that there's a broken hand bone. And so it makes it easier for doctors to know whether a bone has been broken or not. Bones are hard on the outside, but they're spongy on the inside. Okay, so calcium is what makes your bones hard on the outside. Okay, so the more calcium you have, of course, you can get calcium from many different types of food like green leafy vegetables and from milk and its products. And the more milk you have, and so the harder your bones are going to be. Now we're going to move on to the second thing that makes up your skeletal system. Remember, we said bones, cartilage, and ligaments. Now we're number 2, cartilage. Cartilage is a rubbery material. We talked about it earlier. Between every 2 bones, you need to have cartilage. Cartilage is going to be like a pillow between 2 bones because bones are hard and dry. And so when you move, if 2 pieces of bone rub with each other, it's going to be very painful. It's going to be like 2 pieces of wood touching each other. So therefore, we need to have this rubbery, oily material between our bones because it's going to keep or prevent our bones from rubbing with each other when we move. So it's really, really important to have this material between any. This picture shows us where we have cartilage around our body. Of course, we said we have it around our trachea and the tip of our nose and our outer ear, and you can also see it in blue and red. We have it between the bones of the backbone. We have it between the breastbone and the rib cage, between the breastbone and the ribs. We have it in between our arm bones and finger bones and leg bones and foot bones, so that when we move these bones, we don't have the bones touching and rubbing with one another, or else it would be very painful to move. Now, number 3, ligaments. Of course, when you want to make a skeleton, you have to attach the bones together, or else the bones wouldn't be able to move. So imagine you're making a skeleton out of paper. You're going to need something to connect the bones with each other. And it's also like that in real life. We have ligaments. They will connect the bones with each other. They're strong white bands or ropes, and their job is to attach the bones together. So, bones, cartilage, ligaments. These are the 3 things that make up our skeletal system. Now that we talked about the parts of the skeletal system, we're going to talk about the function. The skeletal system has a lot of functions, and there's 5 of them. First, of course, it gives us our shape and it supports us, and it's our support. Without the bones, we would be like a lump of skin and muscles on the ground. So because we have these bones inside of us, they are the ones that are holding us up and giving us our shape. So they give us shape and support. The other function, number 2, is that bones help us to move and bend. Of course, it would be impossible to move and bend if you didn't have these bones. You move at places called joints. This is where you're able to move your bones. So you're able to bend down and pick something up from the ground or to dance around because of the joints in your bones. The bones of your skeletal system also store the mineral calcium. So whenever you eat calcium, it will get stored in your bones, and then when your body needs calcium, it will get into the blood from your bones. Your bones will give your body the calcium it needs. So it's like a storage place for calcium once it's needed. Function number 4 is that the bone marrow inside of our bones, the bone marrow is the spongy material found in the middle of our bones. The inside spongy material, it's found in our long bones, and it's a factory for making your blood cells. So your bones really make your blood cells, your red blood cells, your white blood cells, and your platelets. Bones also protect important soft organs inside of you. For example, your skull, it protects your brain. Your rib cage, it protects your heart and lungs. Your backbone is a group of bones that protects your spinal cord. The longest bone in your body is the femur bone. The femur bone is found in your upper leg. And finally, the smallest bone in your body is the stirrup bone. The stirrup bone is a bone inside of your middle ear. It's a really, really tiny bone. And that's it for today.